Hi guys, and welcome to the Ask Evette episode. And guys, this week we have a question. What is the obstructive airways disease extension of chronic asthma? It's a really great question. Hi everyone, Evette Rose here, author and founder of Metaphysical Anatomy book, which is a book of 679 medical ailments for adults. There's all the psychosomatic patterns that we hold. And of course, now I have the psychosomatics of children. So I'm very excited. These books are both huge with a lot of knowledge in there and a lot of research. If you have kids, this is great. If you work with children, fantastic. If you want to understand your childhood from a completely different perspective, guys, this is a game changer. Let me tell you, this is brand new research that I've never shared before in my work. So I'm very excited. So guys, remember also my weekly free master classes that you can join live. It's also at evetterose.com. Now, guys, we had such a great question here for this week. And so the question was, what is the psychosomatics of obstructive airways disease extension of chronic asthma? This is, that's deep. So firstly, let's just look at chronic asthma. Now, it begs the question, when did it start? That is probably the most important, because that will give you a much clearer idea of, is this an expression of your parents? Because the earlier it started, the more it will mean there's an unresolved pattern of your mother and your father that you took on. And because it wasn't resolved, this continued now becoming a part and a pattern in your life as well. Hence why this book is so fantastic. Guys, even if you're adults, this is such a fantastic book. It will give you so much insight. And now, if you developed it later in your life, now it begs the question, what person or maybe responsibility or certain dynamics made you feel completely suffocated under responsibility? Now, it could be that you had chores. It could be that you just emotionally felt really burdened and responsible for other people's stress. Maybe you felt responsible for other people's happiness. And this often happens when shame and guilt induced behavioral patterning is projected onto the person who has asthma now during their childhood, which means that parents use guilt and shame to raise children with. And this can have tremendous backlashes. Now, one of many, and it depends what kind of trauma it is, because that now will create the type of somatic outcome. It also depends on your emotional and stress resilience as well. So that also comes from your ancestry. So we need to know a little bit more about your childhood as well to give you a real proper accurate reading for it. But just in relationship to what I'm hearing and based on your question, this now tells me already there's a lot of suppression, there's a lot of pressure, but feeling responsible for someone's happiness, because meaning when I say happiness, I don't mean to make them happy. You're actually doing something to make them happy, but you're adjusting your behavior that is completely taking you away from your purpose, your goals, your dreams, the things that used to make you happy. It's completely swinging you to a whole completely different area and dynamic in your life that is just absolutely disconnecting you from your joy and your happiness and everything that made you feel vital and healthy. It's almost like it just sucks the absolute health and life out of you. And now it's making you and causing you to feel suffocated because you feel you can't break the pattern, you can't get away from it. And this normally comes from a person or a dynamic that just feels so depressing, it's so upsetting, it's so heavy, it's too serious, it's just the extreme of everything, and it's just too much. And it's collapsing now. So now the obstructive airway part comes in because it's like, I've had enough. Stop. Absolutely stop. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to feel this sadness anymore. I don't want to feel this disconnection anymore. It's an actual boundary. It's like a threshold limitation that the body's just saying, stop it. Not to you who have it, but to the dynamic, the circumstances, your environment that's contributing to us, that's constantly triggering it. So it's important to look at the psychosomatic stress of asthma and resolve those unresolved wounds before looking at this secondary symptom that's now coming forward from this other condition as well. That's very, very important, because there's now almost like a subconscious resistance to taking in and absorbing and dealing with all this drama, because that's what it started to feel like. But you feel powerless in that. You feel powerless to express a boundary. You feel powerless to say no, because you're so used to making people happy. How are you going to put yourself first? if you've always been the one last? You have to recognize that first. And this condition is calling you back into your happiness. It's time to laugh again. It's time to breathe in the joy that is around you. Because other people's drama and bullshit, honestly, and I feel like just saying it, like your guide is just like, it's bullshit now. It needs to stop. It just absolutely needs, you need to be done with it. And it's time for boundaries. You don't have to fight for boundaries. But boundaries is now a new concept for you. And I know that by your condition. You can learn how to have graceful, beautiful, gentle boundaries and still have love in your life. Because the ones that leave you, they're not meant to stay the distance. They are not the ones that's going to support you and be your cheerleaders on your way forward. And that might be your only association with love, is this unhealthy love. So it's time to redefine what is your definition of love. List it out from 1 to 10. What is your definition and your values in relationship to boundaries from 1 to 10? Meaning, how do you know what your boundaries are? How do you know when a boundary has been overstepped? Because by the time you have an asthma attack or you start to feel this physical airway blockages, you're in damage control mode now. You fail to recognize when that line has been overstepped. This is a whole new area for you to explore, but I know that you can do it and you're going to be just fine. Thank you so much for this amazing question. And I believe in you. I can feel you have the capacity. It's just time to decide enough is enough. Because your fear is, but there's love in my life. But my question to you is, and I'm not saying maybe the people now, I'm talking about back when the condition started. Now the question is this the kind of love that's causing you all the stress? Do you want to carry that with you until the end of your days? Sit with that, because that is what this condition is asking you. This is a very serious, life-threatening situation. I don't have to tell you that, but I need to emphasize it for you. There you go. I hope that helps. Sit with it, digest it, be with it. I feel one day you're just going to wake up and you're going to be like, I get it now. I'm done. And meaning in a good way, where your life is going to change. You're going to start to have boundaries. You're going to start taking action, but in a very beautiful, graceful way. And you can make that healing journey easy. So guys, there you have it. I hope that this helps. Thank you so much for all these great questions. And until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you guys for joining me here. And also remember to subscribe to our math membership website. You can check out so much more. There's so many free healing courses there as well. Go to evetterose.com, see all the free masterclasses and events that we have coming up. There's always something happening on our platform. And we love to hear from you for the Ask Evette episodes, also for the psychosomatic patterns that you would love for us to talk about, especially when it comes to these books, the research that's in it. And there's so much to be learned and so much to be shared as well. So I love your questions. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what you would love me to address as well. Life challenges, it's endless. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. And remember to subscribe so that you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest videos that's coming out just for you. Until next time, be the light that you are.